Good afternoon to everyone. I'm very happy to see you all from there. It's great. And so my objective is to give you some highlights about where we are with CMEMS. You know exactly where you are, but the way I see it. And I have only two messages, and the first one is this one. Just to say something which really I think is true, is that in this 50 year of operations, CMEMS is doing well, you're doing well, we are doing well all together. And we maintain very good KPIs, key performance indicator, in service availability, product quality, and user satisfaction, which is monitored, and we observe that it is going well. But also a constant growth in user uptake and regular updates of the service offer. So we can say that really CMEMS is operational, which was exactly the objective, so we can be proud of it. So this is very, very important to have this in mind. We are where we want to be in this matter. We are operational. And I just want to give you some illustration, but you will have plenty of converging messages that you yourself you will convey to your colleagues. A few, starting with this one, which is a statistic which is about the users that are using this CMEMS data and information. And so you can observe that you have 48% of these users that are in this business category. And here we are not talking about the number of users, but we are talking about the part of the volume that is downloaded by the users. We observe that 48% of this data in volume are downloaded by the business sector. 30% by universities, and 18% by public organizations. So you can see here the intensity of this activity. And then you should know, or you know already, or you will hear that we have thousands of users everywhere in all continents. But here you can see how this data is used today. The second thing that I would like to illustrate is, of course, that this definition of the marine service is quite stable and well known. We have set up a system which is very simple to understand. We are monitoring what was the situation of the ocean in the past, for the past decades. We explain what is the situation today, and we are able to forecast for the coming weeks. We are monitoring the blue, the green, the ice, the blue, the white, and the green ocean. We have these ocean variables. We have a limited list, but very clearly detailed for all these three components of the ocean. And we are building this information with observations and with numerical models. This is very, very stable. And this is in constant evolution to improve again and again. But for anyone willing to understand what is this CMEMS about, we have this picture, and we are quite good in feeding this information. And this is, of course, as was reminded by Camille, even if this is discussed, this is open and free. But this is not only this being operational. We said that, of course, we need to produce this data. We need to gather all the information and to prepare this. But this is not only this. We have this definition that this is operational. Okay, you can rely on that. This is state of the art. You have the best scientists, you and others that are preparing, and this is fully verified. When we deliver something, it means that we have people that have put a quality stamp on it. We have all this series of metrics that are on this screen. We have a group of people that are working hard to work on that, to develop these metrics, and to make sure that this is made in daily mode or in real time, and we can be proud of it. We have invented this definition of operational oceanography by producing the data, but also keeping this state of the art and always verifying this, assessing the quality of it. You will have details on that later on. And last but not least, this is not only data, this is also a service organization which is pan-European. I mean, you're living in different countries in Europe, and we are very well structured. You are competent and you are committed, and we are well organized to really take the best from you, benefiting the users. And we can be proud of it. We are on tracks for what was promised to the European Commission in kind of service delivery, budget implementation, and the the portfolio that was planned at the beginning, we are fully on track, and this is thanks to you. So this is not only, this is my definition of an operational service, producing the data, state-of-the-art, fully verified, and a competent community well organized to deliver this. So we are in this 5th year of operations. So this is not a surprise. I mean, of course, we are operational. I mean, this is what we need to be, and this is not a surprise, but this is good to reach this state. We are in this phase 2. We used to use this phase 1 to say, well, we are preparing everything and we are demonstrating our capacity. In phase 2, we are really reaching this operational phase. This is fully the case. And you have in mind also that we are approaching the end of this financial framework, this 7 year. So this is why I would like to convey my second message. We are not only delivering an operational service. We are also preparing something that is here to stay. And the second message is the following. In this 5th year of implementation, CMEMS is doing a bit more than only operational service. We are successfully developing the different program areas, contributing to the long-term sustainability of a marine service in Europe, and we are a pillar component of Copernicus. I would like to share with you this flower to illustrate what I mean. At the core, you have the operational activity. This is what we have in mind. But we are, in our organization, also covering the other areas, the governance, the providers, the partners, the innovation, the markets, the policy. And we are taking very serious and convincing actions for each of the categories. And during this assembly, please be aware of this different initiative we have in this flower, because you will see that we are really covering these different program areas. Just a few examples about the governance. I start with the governance part. We open the governance of the entrusted entity, which is Mercator. Mercator Ocean became Mercator Ocean International. We welcome entities from Italy, Norway, UK, and Spain, and we are in the process of opening this governance again. So this is something that we want to do, and this is what we want to continue as well. So just to make sure that when we think about the evolution of this marine service, before to go to the European Commission and member states, which is something we do very frequently, we want also to have a international governance, which is the case. When we look at providers, we are not only using on an operational basis data that are coming from in situ centers or space centers. We are also able, altogether, to deliver clear requirements of what we need. So we have these CMEMS documents that are very valuable and that are shared with the European Space Agency, for instance, but also with Eurogoose for in situ or EEA, stating what we need for CMEMS, for space data, for in situ data. And when there is a specific question about the polar areas that was mentioned by Camille, the importance of the Arctic, we are able to very quickly release a special report to explain what are the service requirements. And this is of great value for people that are taking decisions for long-term investment. Looking at the partners, a few examples of the initiative we took with the different services, with the other interested entities, for instance, with the climate service, with ECNWF, or the land service with EEA, but also the maritime security service with EMSA, and also this famous JAS platform for disseminating the data. On the climate side, we discussed and we agreed with ECNWF to really shape the interface between the climate service and the ocean climate. And we are able today to say very clearly that there is no overlap, and if there is a redundancy, this is something that we are able to manage, to reduce or to exploit. For the land service, we discussed about the coastal, and we released a coastal roadmap with EEA to map to prepare the future of something which will be better on the coastal areas for serving the community. The same with EMSA about the maritime security. We are providing at CMEMS the information about the environment to support operations. and for the DIAS platform, where all the CMEMS data are made available to all these 5 DIAS platforms for disseminating this. We also try to optimize the situation so that they have all the information they need to deliver this data, with a special mention of the WIKEO platform, where ECMWF, EUMETSAT, and Mercator Ocean are especially in the leadership role, where we are playing with these CMEMS and WIKEO to optimize the service for our community. About innovation, we are used in this community to know that we have two streams, one for service evolution, the research and development part, and one for the user uptake, upstream, downstream. These 2 components are active, are running. We have a series of contracts, and we are well organized also to transfer all these outcomes into the operational. We know the time we need for that. We know how to organize these changes in the operational service, and we are quite proud of it. And also the connection with the Horizon 2020, the research part and the escalation towards operation is also organized, but we have good examples of these kind of things. The other example is about the market, and in the welcome pack you had this list of sectors for the market. We have new tools to better understand the situation on the market side, and also to better shape our service in reaction to this, to adapt this. We have also today a group of talented users that will advise us on the best strategy for that, how to adapt. And so we are better and better in understanding in developing understanding, common understanding between the offer and the market. And I'm quite proud of it, and we understand and we know the importance of this part to really push forward the CMEMS beyond the known limits of the space community. And we are approaching, and we are now dealing with users that are completely innocent when we talk about the space, and this is good. I mean, they are really in their business, but we know how to reach them. Policies. We have an ocean state report, which at the beginning is just a report when we explain what we do. But at the end is a powerful tool to explain to policymakers what is the knowledge on the ocean we have, and what could be, how we could really transform this knowledge into decision on their side. And we are able, thanks to that, to really transform all our data, information, and community knowledge into something which is understood by policymakers, which could be quite challenging. And by using this market information and this policy information, we are now really reaching something which is quite stable for CMEMS. And back to the governance, CMEMS is now clearly in the game of any discussion we could have with DG GROW, with the European Commission and the member states. Today there is a Copernicus committee, which is one of the governing committee of the Copernicus program with all the member states, and some of our colleagues are there in Copernicus committee at the European Commission, and some others will go to this assembly at the end of the day for the roundtable. So this is typically an example of the fact that we are really supporting the DG GROW in the governance of the Copernicus program. But I just want also to end with 2 examples. Taking this example of this ocean conference, which is in high-level international conference, where the ocean voice of the EU is Federica Mogherini and Carmen Uvela, for instance. They were opening the ocean conference when it was in Malta in 2017. And then it was in Bali, and this year it will be in Oslo. And in this case, we are small and shy, but we prepare all the information so that the European Commission can be very clear and strong in the statement they make on the ocean environment. and the commitments they could announce on what they shall do to better monitor and forecast the ocean. And this is your work, which is now available at this level. On the picture, you have also Albert of Monaco, the Prince of Wales, and others, John Kerry, etc. The other examples are the SDG for the United Nations. There is also an initiative from the UN about the Ocean Decade of Science, where CMEMS was called to contribute. You have also these specific actions that we could have in different areas. The last example is about the Marine Strategy Framework Directive, where we propose to the member states support to better implement this European directive. And the last example is this one, because it's so exemplary, it's so simple, and when you read the slide, you say, "Wow, if this is the top of the top, this is not completely convincing." But think about it. This is the Eurostat is the statistical office of the EU. They were not at all aware of Copernicus before. They have to prepare indicator about the state of everything. For the ocean acidity, they will now take the information coming from you, from the Copernicus Marine Service. So the official statement about the ocean acidity by the EU will come from the Copernicus Marine Service, which was not straightforward. It means that first you have yourself to prepare something which is consistent and of good quality. Then you have to find the doors to reach the people that are in charge of it. Then you have to convince them. You have to pass different doors. You have to go with the European Commission. You have to talk with the bodies in charge of that, then to talk with Eurostat, and then to the United Nations. And at the end, this is just one figure in one report. But it means that you are becoming something that will last and that is really part of this kind of high-level statement. And this is a synthetic view of what we are doing all together. Okay, so this is the conclusion I would like to make for these highlights. You will see all the details in the different talks that will follow. All components are in place and running well, so thank you very much. Congratulations to you all. You can be proud of what you're doing every day. We have an eye of the Q1 2021 because this is the end of the budget vision, but we no doubt that we will have good discussion with the Commission to organize the following phase. And of course, we know that we need to cope with this transition between this financial framework, the current one, and the one that will be prepared after the election of the new parliament. Thank you very much for this.